Okay, today we're going to look at some of the basics of the audio editing, which you're going to have to do once you get your podcast recorded. You may end up using Audacity to record, or you may end up using that other one we showed you earlier in the year when you were doing your voiceover for the PowerPoint presentations. So either way, once you have your voice recorded for your podcast, that file is going to need to be saved and put into a location for you to then bring up in Audacity as an editor. And I'm going to walk you through how you're going to edit and how you're going to have your intro music on there. And the first thing you need to do is to have your files organized into a folder on your H drive. And that's the drive with your name on it. And then you should have a PIT folder in there. And then if you're staying organized for this project, you should have a folder called Podcast. So the other day we told you to find a song that would be your intro song for your theme song for your podcast. So you should have that picked out by now. Then this over here is just an example, a voice recording that some of my AV students did that I'm going to use as my audio recording example. So the two parts you're going to need is the song and then your voice recording for when you actually record your podcast audio. Okay, so I have my two audio pieces I need organized in the PIT folder, in a podcast folder inside of that. Okay, so with my program up here, I can then open up what I need. So I'm going to go to File, Open, and then I need to go to where we talked about the H drive and then find those files. So the first one I'm going to open up is I'm going to open I have two of them. I'm going to open the voiceover file here. Okay, open, and then that file gets put in right here. Okay, something is wrong with that file. I'm not really sure. I'm going to need to mess around with that. But let's just do an example here. Let's say, that's how you would have got it in. I'm not sure what's wrong with that file, but we'll just do a quick example here. Hey, welcome to my show. This is my show. I hope you guys really enjoy my show. You're going to learn a lot on my show. This is my show. Enjoy. Okay, so here's my audio that I'm going to do on this. What you're going to look for in your basic editing is these beginnings and ends where maybe you're setting up, you've already hit record, you do a little chit chat, and that stuff you need to get rid of before the actual recording goes. You want to get rid of that. Second thing you want to do is as you're listening through and you're going back, you need to listen through your entire episode. My show. This is my show. I hope you guys really enjoy my show. And if you come across times where you say or and you have a lot of uhs and ums in there, you'll notice them, like, let's say, let me go back here. Let's say I'm still recording. And then there was the So what you want to do is find those ums and uhs. And you may want to cut those out because your audience, that's unprofessional. And then your audience doesn't want to hear a lot of those ums and uhs. So you can cut those out. And then don't want the uhs. Okay. And so you're going to go through and edit. Take out the uhs and the ums. You might have some areas where you have a lot of dead space that just kind of kills the flow of your podcast. So you want that pacing to be pretty good too. So you might want to get rid of that. And the way I'm getting rid of it is, you notice I'm highlighting the section. Once I have highlighted the section I want to get rid of, I just hit backspace on my keyboard and that's gone. Okay, next thing I need to do here is we are going to put in the we're going to put in the audio, the music. Let me check on that. There we go. The chicken dance song. Oops, open a new file. No, I don't need to save that. Go to import. There we go. Import was the choice I needed to make, not open. So import, and then this, okay? While I'm working on the audio, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute this up here so I don't hear that. And then I'm going to have my music. And I know for my intro song, I'm probably going to want like the first 30 seconds of that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click here at the 30-second mark. I'm going to go up here to select, and I can select areas to the right of the playback position. So I have my cursor right there, and it's going to select everything to the right of that. No, it's not. Push the wrong thing. Let's try that again. Select. Cursor to track in. There we go. So where the cursor is to the track in. So you see it highlighted, all that. I'm going to get rid of that. So this is just the section I need for my intro music. So what I want to do is position it, make it to where my music comes in. That's what they hear. And then I'm going to have it start fading out. Okay, so my intro music maybe started at about 15 seconds, and then I'm going to start fading it out. So I'm going to go up here on my tools, and one of the options, you see the envelope tool, and this lets me click here and make what are called like keyframes. And so I'm going to make 2 keyframes, the point where I want my volume to start going down, and then the point to where I want my volume to go down to. So as you see right here, now if I were to play it, let me just click right there. The music starts to die. It looks like I probably want it to die a little bit more than that, and maybe even a little bit quicker. So there we go. And I think a lot of times it's a good idea to have your music run in the background over your talking for a little bit in the beginning of the intro. Still have it go on so it doesn't just kind of cut out suddenly. So you can have your voice going. And then as the music plays in the background for a little bit, then you're going to eventually just shut it all out at the end there. So we'll let it die down there. So, and then what we'll do with this, now we can unmute that. We are going to take this section here of our audio, and we are going to move it over a little bit. So I'm going to push. I know there's probably a better way to do this. I'm not thinking it off the top of my head, but what I did right there was I highlighted, selected it, I hit Control X to cut, and then I'm going to move it to where the music starts fading down over here. And then I'm going to hit Control V and paste that audio in again. So now my intro will sound like this. Hey, welcome to my show. This is my show. I hope you guys really enjoy my show. You're going to learn a lot on my show. This is my show. Enjoy the recording. And then and the music will just kind of trail off as you go in and continue on your show. See, as it goes down here. Okay, so that's basically what you want to do. The only other end of that is then at the end of your recording, you may want to do like the reverse. Like as you're winding down, have the music come back in, and then after you stop talking, let your music run for another 10 seconds or something at the end. So you have your theme music playing at the beginning of your podcast episode and your theme music playing at the end of your podcast episode. And one of the things you're going to want to do when you record is give a little way of how your audience can contact you. An email that they can write to you at and have interactions, because that's one of the cool things about podcasts is that you have an opportunity to kind of comment back and talk to the creators of the content. Depending on how popular the show is, you may never hear anything back from them, but a lot of shows also have interactive portions of their show. So that is something to consider, a tag that you can put on at the end when you're closing your show so your audience can reach you and contact back. So once you've done this, you have your 2 channels, one with your intro music, one with your speaking, and that's all taken care of. Then we are ready to export this. So we're going to go to File, Export, and you're going to select WAV, a WAV file, Windows Audio. I can't remember what the V stands for, but WAV file is what you're going to export as, and then you're going to turn that in on Google Classroom.